Ty is back in Heartland, and no one saw it coming. After years of silence and heartbreak, his return shocks Amy and the entire family. But this is not just a story about coming home. It is about secrets hidden in the past and a new love story that could change everything in Heartland forever. The episode begins with a quiet morning at Heartland Ranch. The sun is rising over the wide-open fields and the horses move slowly in the golden light. Amy is out early working with a young horse, and her calm voice fills the air as she guides the animal with patience and care. Life has found a rhythm. Without Ty, though, his absence is always felt in the way she looks across the yard or in the silence that follows after a long day. Jack watches from the porch holding a cup of coffee, as if guarding the peace of the ranch the way he always has. Everything feels steady, but underneath it all, there is a sense of something about to change. The audience is reminded of the journey Amy has been on since Ty left. She faced loss with courage and poured her heart into healing horses and helping people. She leaned on her family more than ever and found strength in raising her daughter. But even in her strength, there were moments of loneliness that could not be hidden. Lou has been busy balancing her career and the endless responsibilities of keeping the family together. She often tries to step into the role of problem solver, but even she cannot fill the empty space. Ty left behind. The camera lingers on the ranch, showing us the land that has carried so many memories of love, heartbreak, and new beginnings. Heartland has always been a place where the past and present mix together, and in this new season, that balance is tested more than ever. The silence of the early morning is broken when a truck slowly pulls up to the ranch. At first, it seems like nothing unusual, just another visitor, but the way Amy stops and stares makes it clear this is no ordinary arrival. Inside, the truck is a face the viewers never expected to see again. Ty, his presence is almost unreal, as if time itself bent to bring him back. The air grows heavy, and the camera focuses on Amy, her eyes wide and her breath caught between shock and disbelief. For years she has dreamed of this moment, but never thought it could actually happen. The return of Ty is not only a surprise for Amy, but also a spark that will ignite a storm of emotions. For everyone in the family, the first few minutes set the stage for the season, by showing us that Heartland is about to dive into its most emotional story yet. This is not just a reunion. It is the beginning of new questions, new struggles, and a love story that will unfold in unexpected ways. Before Ty's shocking return changes everything, the story pulls us back into the world of Heartland, as it has been since the last season ended. The ranch has carried on like it always does, but life for Amy Lou and the rest of the family has been far from easy. Heartland is a place that heals, but it is also a place that remembers, and the past never truly disappears here. Amy has been the center of the family ever since Ty's absence. She wakes each day before the sun to work with the horses, her gift of understanding them stronger than ever. She has turned her pain into purpose, helping troubled animals, and in doing so helping their owners too. Many fans recall how the last season ended with Amy making the choice to stay grounded at Heartland, to give her daughter a stable life, and to continue the legacy of her parents. But while she keeps moving forward, there is a quiet ache in her heart that nothing seems to fix. Lou's world has been spinning in many directions. She has been working hard as mayor, juggling politics and leadership, while also trying to be present as a sister and mother. She often hides her stress behind determined smiles, but viewers can see the cracks. She knows Amy carries a weight that she cannot lift for her, and at times Lou struggles with guilt for not being able to make things easier. Meanwhile, Jack has stood as the pillar of strength like he always has. He is the one who watches the land and protects the family traditions. His wisdom carries everyone through their hardest moments, but deep down, even he feels the loss of Ty. He worries not just for Amy, but for the entire family, as he sees how the absence has shaped them all. He has been around long enough to know that life has ways of surprising people, but even he cannot guess what is about to happen. Georgie, too, has grown into her own story. Once the rebellious girl trying to find her place, she is now on the edge of big decisions about her career and her future. The dreams of being an athlete or moving into something new are still alive, but she often looks back at Heartland as the anchor that keeps her steady. Her journey is a reminder that the younger Generation is also being shaped by the choices of those who came before. By showing all these moments, the episode quietly recaps what Heartland is truly about. It is not only horses and wide landscapes. It is about love, loss, healing, and finding new strength when everything feels broken. The writers take time here to remind us that this is a family tied together not only by blood, but by the land and the memories they share. This setup is more than just a recap. It builds the emotional ground for the storm that is about to arrive with Ty's sudden return. Without this reminder, the impact would not be as powerful. By letting us see Amy's quiet courage lose, unshaken effort, Jack's guiding strength, and Georgie's growth, we are reminded of how much Ty's absence shaped the family. And now, as the story moves forward, we know his presence will shape them even more. The sound of tires on gravel breaks the calm of the ranch. Amy's hands freeze on the rope she is holding as the horse beside her senses her sudden tension. A truck rolls into the yard, and for a moment it feels like time itself slows down. The dust in the air, the steady hum of the engine, the way Jack straightens on the porch with narrowed eyes, every detail pulls the audience closer to the moment. Then the door opens, and out steps Ty. For a heartbeat, Amy cannot breathe. It is as if her mind cannot trust what her eyes are showing. The man she loved, the man she believed gone, stands only a few feet away. He looks older, stronger, worn by years of silence, but his eyes are the same. Those eyes that once promised her a lifetime together now carry shadows she cannot read. The horse pulls against the rope, restless, as if even the animals feel the storm of emotions in the air. Jack speaks first, his voice low and heavy. He calls Ty's name, almost testing the reality of the moment. Lou steps out of the house, her face draining of color as she sees who it is. Amy takes a single step forward, but then she stops. Her heart is racing, yet fear and anger hold her. In place, she has imagined his return in countless dreams, but never like this, not with so many unanswered questions hanging between them. Ty finally speaks, and his words are simple. I had to come back. His voice is rough, carrying weight that only years of untold stories could give. He does not rush toward Amy. He does not smile. Instead, he stands with the kind of distance that tells everyone he has not come back. The same man who left, the silence after his words is louder than any argument. Amy's daughter appears in the doorway, her young eyes wide with confusion, as she looks at the stranger who is not a stranger at all. The family feels the ground shift beneath them, because this is not just about reunion. This is about wounds, reopening, about trust broken, and about love that may no longer fit into the same shape it once did. The scene captures the raw essence of Heartland's drama. Every character reacts in their own way, Amy with disbelief, Jack with guarded watchfulness, Lou with cautious hope, and Ty, standing in the middle of it all, is a man carrying secrets. The audience feels it immediately. This return is not clean, not simple, not a happy ending. It is the start of a storm that will test bonds, shake loyalties, and force everyone at Heartland to face truths they are not ready for. In this single moment, the season changes direction. The world of Heartland has always been about healing, but now it must ask a harder question. What happens when the person you need healing from is also the one you once loved the most? Ty's return shakes the ranch, but what follows is even more unexpected. For years, Amy carried the belief that if Ty ever walked back into her life, the story would naturally continue where it left off. But the truth is not so simple. When Ty begins to speak about the years he was gone, he does not tell a tale of adventure or triumph. Instead, he speaks with hesitation, as if every word is heavy. And then he reveals the truth. He was not alone. The new character arrives quietly. At first, a woman calm and steady, with a presence that does not beg for attention, but holds it all the same. Her name is Alina, someone Ty met during the years he was away. She is not introduced with drama, but with quiet strength, the kind that unsettles Amy more than anger ever could. She steps out of the truck a moment later, and the silence that falls over Heartland is heavier than the moment Ty appeared. Amy's breath catches again, but this time it is not choked. is something sharper, something closer to heartbreak. Lu looks between her sister and the stranger, realizing before anyone speaks what this means. Jack lowers his gaze, as if bracing himself for the storm he knows is coming. Alina is not portrayed as a villain. She is not cold, nor is she apologetic. In the wrong way, instead, she respects the weight of the moment. She offers a small nod, her eyes meeting Amy's, without challenge, but also without apology for her place in Ty's story. Ty explains slowly that during his time away, when survival and healing were all that mattered. Amy stands frozen, her emotions crashing together. She cannot decide if she should scream, cry, or simply walk away. This was the man she built her life around, the father of her child, the partner she believed in. And yet, standing before her, he is also the man who built something new with someone else. The ranch suddenly feels smaller, the air tighter, as if even the land itself is holding its breath. For the rest of the family, the questions are just as heavy. Can Amy and Ty find a way forward if his heart is now divided? Will Elena's presence bring healing or only deepen the wounds? And what does it mean for the child who knows Ty only through stories and memories? The new love story is not meant to erase Amy and Ty's history. Instead, it forces everyone to confront what it means to move on, what it means to love after loss, and whether some bonds can survive even when new ones take root. It is the kind of story Heartland has always dared to tell, raw, complicated, and deeply human. Ty's return with Alina does not just affect Amy. It ripples through every corner of the Heartland family, like a storm spreading across the wide-open fields. Each person reacts differently, and their own struggles begin to rise to the surface. Heartland has always been more than one story. And this season uses Ty's return to unlock the hidden battles each family member has been carrying. Jack, the old heartbeat of the ranch, takes it hardest in silence. He remembers the pain Amy went through when Ty disappeared. He remembers watching her raise her daughter with strength, holding back her own tears so that no one else would see. To see Ty walk back into their lives with another woman by his side, Jack feels torn. Part of him wants to welcome Ty back, to believe that family can heal. But another part of him, the part shaped by years of protecting Amy, wants to close the door and shield her from more pain. His role becomes that of a watchful guardian, ready to step in if the storm grows too fierce. Lu faces a different struggle. She has spent months balancing her role as mayor, managing the weight of politics, while also being the sister who tries to keep everyone together. Now, with Ty's return and the new love story unraveling before her, Lu feels the pull of two worlds. Her political life demands calm and logic, but her family life is breaking apart in ways that cannot be solved with speeches or policy. She knows Amy needs her, but she also knows that nothing she says will make Ty's choice easier. Her subplot becomes one of learning when to fight for her family and when to let them walk their own hard paths. Georgie, on the other hand, sees Ty's return through the lens of someone still growing into adulthood. She has memories of Ty as a mentor and a guiding figure, but she also has dreams of her own that are starting to take shape. The drama around Amy and Ty forces her to question what love really means. Can it last through distance and silence? Can it survive when people change? Georgie begins to look at her own life, her own relationships, and wonders if chasing her dreams will also mean leaving people behind. Her story becomes a mirror of Amy's younger years, full of hope but also fear of loss. Even the horses at Heartland are drawn into the story, as they always are. A new horse arrives at the ranch, restless and difficult, almost a reflection of the emotions boiling within the family. Amy takes on the challenge of training it, and the horse becomes a symbol for the seasoned wild, scarred but with the possibility of trust if given time. The subplot reminds the audience that Heartland's heart is not only in its people, but in the bond between humans and animals. Together, these subplots weave into the main drama of Ty and Alina, Jack's protective silence, Lu's careful balancing act, Georgie's questions about her future, and the troubled horse all form a tapestry of tension. Each storyline feeds into the others, showing that Ty's return is not a single event, but a spark that lights up every corner of Heartland. haunted as the family begins to fracture under the weight of secrets and choices. The question becomes clear-canned. They find a way back to each other, or will this be the moment that finally breaks them apart? The tension that has been building since Ty stepped out of that truck finally breaks. Heartland has never been a place for loud battles, but sometimes silence cuts sharper than shouting. Amy stands in the barn late at night, brushing down the restless new horse, her movements quick and uneven. The horse mirrors her turmoil, tossing its head, stamping against the dirt. The camera lingers on her face. She is holding back everything she cannot say. And then Ty enters. The barn fills with the weight of unspoken words. For a long moment, neither of them speaks. The air between them is heavy with memory. Then Amy turns, her voice trembling as she asks the question that has haunted her since his return. Why did you leave us behind? Her voice is not angry at first. It is broken, like a wound reopening. Ty looks down, his jaw tight, as if the truth itself is too heavy to carry. When he finally answers, it is not the explanation Amy wanted. He speaks of battles he fought away from home, struggles that changed him, choices he thought would protect her, but instead destroyed her faith in him. His words paint a picture of survival and regret, but they do not erase the years of absence. He confesses that Alina was not meant to replace Amy, but when he was lost, Elena became the one who stood beside him. The horse kicks against the stall, breaking the moment with raw force. Amy flinches, her hands shaking as she grips the rope. She stares at Ty, tears burning in her eyes. For years she built her strength around the hope that he might come back. And now that he has, she realizes he is no longer the man she waited for. Her voice rises, cracking with pain, as she tells him that love cannot be rebuilt with half-truths and broken promises. Jack enters at that moment, drawn by the noise. He does not say much. He never does, but his presence is enough to steady. Amy, his gaze at Ty is hard, protective, carrying the unspoken warning that he will not let Amy's heart be torn apart again. Alina, standing in the shadows near the barn door, hears every word. She does not step in, but her silent tears show that she knows. She is part of the fracture that cannot be ignored. The climax of the episode is not a neat resolution, but an explosion of emotion. Amy walks out of the barn, leaving Ty standing in the dust with his choices laid bare. Lou tries to follow her, but Amy shakes her head, needing space. Georgie watches from the porch, her young face filled with questions about love, loyalty, and whether people can truly change. The final shot of the episode lingers on Ty, standing in the empty barn, the sound of the restless horse echoing like a heartbeat. His return was meant to heal, but instead it has torn open every wound the family tried to close. The cliffhanger is clear. Heartland is no longer the safe haven it once was, and the next chapter will decide whether the family can survive the storm Ty has brought back with him. The dust has not settled at Heartland. Ty's return, instead of bringing peace, has shaken every corner of the ranch. Amy stands at a crossroads. Her heart is torn between the man she once loved and the truth of who he has become. Lou is caught between supporting her sister and holding the family together. Jack stands guard, ready to protect, even if it means pushing Ty away for good. And Alina, calm but unyielding, is now part of the story whether anyone at Heartland wants her to be or not. The episode leaves us with more questions than answers. Can Amy ever forgive Ty for the years of silence and for the bond he formed with Alina? Will Ty fight for his place at Heartland? Or will his past keep pulling him away? Is Alina here to stay? Or is she only the shadow of Ty's lost years? And what does this mean for Amy's daughter, who is just beginning to understand who her father truly is? This is the power of Heartland. It does not shy away from showing the beauty and the pain of family, love, and loyalty. It reminds us that healing is not a straight path. It is messy. It is uncertain. And sometimes it forces us to choose between the comfort of the past and the unknown promise of the future. As the credits roll, the ranch feels different. The same wide fields stretch under the sky, the same horses move across the land, but the people who call Heartland home are no longer the same. Ty's return has rewritten their story. The next chapter will test every bond that holds them together. Now the question turns to you, the viewers. Do you believe Amy and Ty still have a chance at love, or has time and distance created a wound too deep to heal? Should Amy fight for what they once had, or should she accept that Ty's life has changed and open herself to something new? And what role do you think Alina will play in the future of Heartland? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this is only the beginning of Season 19. Every opinion, every theory, and every hope matters as we dive into the next episodes together. And if you want to stay part of this journey, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss the next breakdown of Heartland's most dramatic season yet. This is a story of return, of love tested, of choices that will shape the future of Heartland. The truth is, simple nothing will ever be the same again.